Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fandom Flux Podcast, episode 80, whatever the fuck it is, I don't care. I'm tired. We've established this from fucking recording Reflux. So, since Zero's not here, and he's probably either taking an exam or
sleeping,
cramming for one. He has one today, and one tomorrow. We're going to do a short episode this week, because I don't have the energy. Zero's not here, so we have basically two people on the podcast, and someone that's supposedly hosting, but probably isn't. Let's be real. For this week, it's stuff.
Casey, you gotta remain awake for this.
My fucking pop filter is really comfortable. It's just a sheet of fabric. It's like a pillow that I could just drop my face in. It's...
Put more weight on it, though it'll shift. You got a forehead full of mic.
Yeah, that's true. Just gonna readjust that again. Yeah, so it's gonna be a short episode. We're just gonna fucking do this, and then I can go back to bed.
What we're doing, one topic, and then recommendations.
Not
a long one,
that's what.
But...
Yeah, so I'm here. Hey, people, how you doing? We have Slicer.
The most awake one in the room for once. Weird.
Yeah.
This is weird.
It's creepy. I don't like it. And Kenchi.
Hi, I'm Kenchi618, and goddammit, I just rolled a 5 on a D100. Really?
We're so screwed.
This is bullshit. How do I keep getting single digits on a 100-sided dice? This is ridiculous.
I've been rolling ones on a D20, so I'm not much better.
It's an 8 this time. I'm gonna fucking fail.
So when I said our campaign is going to be interesting, I actually meant short.
Yeah.
Because we're all going to fumble our way to death.
So, I guess we'll start with that, since that's pretty much what we've all been doing. We've all been kind of prepping for... We're going to be running a D&D game. We're planning on filming it. We're trying to work out the logistics of how to do that at the moment. But, yeah. So... That's interesting. We've all set up characters.
I'm very excited about mine.
Yeah, for the most part. We haven't rolled stats yet, which we're going to do on camera, so we're waiting for Zero to do that.
Yeah.
Because he kind of has to be there for that to verify, since he is going to be DMing the game.
I like to call him Angry God Zero.
Yeah.
His revenge on all of us in the course of this.
Oh, God.
He won't need to. We'll kill ourselves.
He's gonna go out of his way to make my inevitable death even worse than it already will be. I'm mildly regretting being an asshole to Zero for a long, long time.
Right.
Except I'm kind of not, because it was fun. But, yeah. So we've been doing that. We've all set up characters and backstories and such things that Zero can play around with and things.
I'll have to get Nick to pick his character.
Yeah, should we, should we reveal anything right now in the podcast, or?
I don't think so. We already talked about it, so that's enough of a teaser.
Yeah. So, that's the thing we're going to be doing. I'm not sure when we're going to start releasing stuff, because, like I say, we haven't even properly got characters set up yet, so yeah. That's the first thing we're going to do. Can record that, and then when Zero's available and got everything set up, because he wanted to create his own setting for it and everything, we'll try and record that too and see how that goes. Hopefully well, because this is a complicated thing that we're talking about here. We're probably going to be doing it in full video of everyone, so not sure how we're going to do that either. I'm thinking we might use Google Hangouts for that, since that's easier, I guess, than Skype is. Yeah.
It's worth a look, at least. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Either that, or, well, Pamela has a video recording feature, but I'm not entirely sure how well it would work. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. If all else fails, I could just screen capture the fucking Skype call. Yeah. So that's the thing we've all been doing. Let's start with Ken, because I know he has nothing.
Yeah.
Go, Ken.
Pretty much the only interesting thing that happened to me this week is I broke a guitar string, which pissed me off.
Did it?
You lied to me, but yeah.
I lied to you.
Yeah, you said you had nothing.
That's the only thing I can think of because I'm looking at my guitar right now and it pisses me off to look at it.
Be grateful it didn't injure you.
No, I'm not going to ever be grateful for not being injured because it happens all the time, so I don't care anymore.
Ken, I had a friend in college who was learning how to play the guitar. String snapped, flung up, hit him in the eye. He was blind in that eye for weeks.
I'm still going to be an ungrateful bastard and be angrier about the fact that the string's broken. That's my right. I'm American.
Okay.
It's your right to be belligerently
If that's your play,
angry.
I wouldn't begrudge it. Yeah.
I can be petulant. It's a right as an American. If it's not, well, it should be. Yeah. And let's see, that's pretty much it. I have nothing. That's it.
Okay, Slicer?
Alright, I haven't done this much this week, but since my internet was crap, but it was occasionally decent, usually at night when I was asleep, I got Sonic Adventure 2, and you guys seen what they did to that game?
No, but if you mean that it's bad, that's kind of innate to the game. It wasn't amazing.
No, it's actually pretty good. It holds up very well. But they chopped off Chao Karate and then the multiplayer aspect and turned that into a DLC. Yeah, the base game is $9.99 and the DLC is like $3. So it's not much, but it's still just kind of disgusting. Also, I don't remember Big the Cat showing up in cameos on... He's like a secret thing you find in every map.
Yeah, he was in that, yeah.
Huh.
I did have Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast, and he was there.
Oh, yeah, I have it on the GameCube, and the disc doesn't work, and that's why I bought it on Steam, because, I wanted to play it. But I don't remember him in it, so I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember seeing him behind a cage door on the prison level or something. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's that. It's a fun game. I've been enjoying it. It's, I'm doing weirdly better. It's not often you play an old game that you played in your childhood and you're better at it right away. You're usually a lot worse than you remember you being.
Yeah.
Huh. That's a new experience. But, this morning, I was making some breakfast, some grilled cheese, because why the hell not? And, I now empathize with Zero a lot more, because I was adjusting the cheese on one of the bread slices, and I just pressed the bottom of my hand to the pan for like a full second and a half, because I was focused on the cheese, and there was a time delay on that pane. So now there's like a line on the flat side of my hand that's just smooth, shiny skin.
Awesome.
It still burns, so that's going to be fun to deal with.
My friends are brilliant. Brilliant people. Got the cream of the crop here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
How did we all end up with burn injuries except Ken?
I don't know.
Because I got mine out of the way when I was a baby.
How often do you burn yourself as a baby?
I've got like one really bad burn scar on my arm from like pressing a curling iron to my arm for whatever godforsaken reason.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know how. Apparently, I just did it to myself and didn't even... My mom had to, like, apparently run up and take it from me because I wasn't even crying or noticing that I was burning myself. This is the story.
You smelled the burnt flesh?
Apparently.
Jesus.
Or heard the sound.
Yeah, that little sizzling bacon-like sound. That's...
Baby bacon. Great. Speaking of Ken and getting a lot of injuries, I've been reading through One Piece still, and I'm noticing some similarities between Zoro and Ken. Is he never not injured? Ever?
No.
It gets better. Or worse, depending on how you think. Just wait till Thriller Bark.
He just goes from one injury to the other. I don't think he's ever healthy for one full chapter. It's ridiculous. that has insane training methods, and it's great. I'm really liking One Piece.
Yeah. See? We were right. Slice was wrong.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
everybody's saying the Slice is wrong song.
Yeah. And lastly, I decided to check out Ore Monogatari, which is My Love Story or My Romance, depending on how you read that, translate it, whatever. It's pretty much White Knight, the anime, honestly. It's this giant guy, he's like 8 feet tall. Well, not really, but he's very, very tall and very wide. And he saves this girl on a train, and they sort of hook up. There's a thing with his best friend, and it's a good series, but it tries the White Knight hero thing a little too hard. And the problem, quote unquote, with the girlfriend in episode 5 and 6 is just hilarious. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's worth watching those 2 episodes just for the nice change of pace. And one really refreshing thing is the best friend is like the stoic, I don't know, loner type, kind of. But he's the most sarcastic piece of shit you've ever seen. It's definitely worth a look. I'll type that in the chat so you don't have to try to spell that yourself. But that's...
I was being lazy and didn't want to link anything, but okay.
Anyway, that's my week.
Goddamn Bidoof.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he, before our Dark Souls recording, he decided to rename me Bidoof, because I mentioned that he still has a Wild Slicer appears as my name.
He was a Bidoof in the Pokemon Let's Play. Well, in the first Pokemon Let's Play.
Very first one, yeah.
It was cool. I nicknamed him Chunky Butt. Because he had a chunky butt.
Yeah.
Just like a
Zero Snorlax, if you're wondering.
Just like a bro bonding moment, or
I guess, I don't know.
I was a scary ghost thing that ate souls and lived in a statue.
Yeah, you're also Spiritomb. Just yeah. There's not really a fun story behind that one, though.
No.
Calling Zero Snorlax is funny because it means he's a fat thing. Really, what actually is Snorlax supposed to be? I'm not entirely sure.
A bear? I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's probably a bear. That's a good point. But Spiritomb, I don't know. That's too cool to be a, you
You were a swallow. There's not much I could really say about that.
I was a swallow. I was a swell fellow. So, that makes sense.
Sure, let's go with that.
That's exactly what I am. I'm a swell fellow. Anything else, Liza?
No, that's it.
Okay. Did I tell the thing about someone stealing my bin last time?
You don't think so?
No? Okay. I left my recycling bin out on the street for a couple of days too long. Someone nicked it. Yeah, apparently someone really, really wanted a recycling bin for whatever reason. Yeah, they left it out on the street, so I immediately took it back when it was collection day. Yay! That was the thing. That probably would have been a more fun story if I had been awake to tell it.
Did you ever actually talk to the person who stole it, or...?
Oh, no, I was just I went down to check to see if it was there. I saw it on the street, and I was like, okay, mine. Took it back. I literally did actually say mine out loud, so I felt important. I don't know why. What else did I do? I tried watching Campione. I think that's how you pronounce that.
I don't know.
It's an anime based on a series of light novels. A dude kills a god, and that makes him big god killer guy, hero type person who has to fight gods. Because he killed one, he now has the power to kill more of them because he stole the god's powers.
That's how that system works, yeah.
Yeah. So, based on that concept alone, it's okay. Unfortunately, it does not do enough with it. It just sort of oh, look, a god showed up, let's fight it, and let's have a plan, and he needs to learn all about the god so that he can fight and kill it with the special golden sword that requires you to know about your opponent. So we're going to have all this exposition about this god, and it's going to be super important, so you need to learn it. Okay, it's not that important, he's just going to stab the thing with the sword and it's going to die. Cool. That's pretty much how it goes. So, yeah. It's not as entertaining as I wished it was. Seeing all the crossovers and stories about it, it's not really worth it.
That does sound hellishly boring.
There's probably fanfictions that do it better.
I can almost guarantee there is.
Yeah, I'd probably check those out. See what's the what with those. I know enough about the series to read the fanfiction, probably, so it's cool. Aside from that, I got some more out of my Netflix subscription by starting to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's a good show. I don't know why Ken's chuckling to himself. It's a good show.
No, I'm not laughing because it's a bad show. I'm laughing because no one said anything about that since that show's been out. And now you're on it. So it's just odd.
Why?
I wouldn't have expected you to watch that show.
It's a really good show. People compared it to Scrubs a while ago, and I thought, I've been meaning to watch that. I wonder if it's on Netflix. It is. Okay, I'll watch that. It's a fucking good show. Really entertaining. It is very much like Scrubs in a lot of ways. Also like The Office in a lot of ways. But I didn't like The Office, so that's okay. I don't care about that. So yeah, so that's a funny show. People should watch it if they aren't already. Probably people are, because I tend to get to these things way later than everyone else. But, you know, whatever. I'm enjoying it. It's cool. I missed my shift at the fucking charity shop. My phone has a shitty alarm system.
I use my computer for that. I got one job interview in the last 6 months, and I overslept because my computer crashed overnight.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my phone's alarm system has it so that you can set the day as well as the time. But that just means you end up forgetting to set the day. That's all it does. It doesn't actually help you at all. Yeah, so I set the time for my shift, and I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and my shift had finished an hour ago. So
no one called you?
Nope, no one called me. Doesn't that just make you feel super important, needed, and stuff? No one even bothered to contact you when you didn't show up for work.
Well, on the plus side, at least you haven't had to hear about it yet.
Yeah, sure. That's the plus side. I also haven't heard back from the interview, so that was fun, too.
I'm trying to put a silver lining spin on this somehow, okay?
I'm too tired to be happy and jovial and such. Nah. The fuck else did I do? I know I did something else. We installed Rogue Legacy, that's still a fun game. We recorded more Dark Souls, that was fun.
It was.
Yay. I forget everything that happened because I'm tired.
I got your kills.
Oh yeah, you did.
Again?
Yeah.
He has a tendency to do that.
I'm winning.
For the lulz?
Yes, actually.
How exactly would I win in this scenario, Slicer? If you win by killing me, how do I win?
If you survive one of these ambushes.
Yeah.
Well, I did that once.
Well, there you go. Then you won that one.
Was he depressed?
Also, if you beat the game. I win if you rage quit.
The Jackbox Party Pack was on sale, so we're probably going to be doing some games in that at some point. Working out logistics for that too. But, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's like Fibbage and Drawful and all those fun little games. So, yay. And I installed Brutal Legend on Steam. That's not as fun as I wished it was.
Yeah, I haven't heard good things.
It oozes style and awesomeness, which is great. But the gameplay is weaker than Psychonauts, and Psychonauts didn't trade well on its gameplay in the first place.
Mm. Yeah, no, the story kept that one going. At least for me. The story and the characters.
Yeah, so I might play more of that. I kind of don't care enough at the moment, but that might be me being tired talking. I don't know. That's pretty much my week. I don't really have anything else. And that was reaching, to be honest with you. That's kind of a slow week. So, like I said, we've only got one topic to do this week, because we're fucking tired and alone, and we're missing our Zero. It's sad.
You're tired. I'm probably going to go chain wrestle after this is over with.
Is that wrestling with a chain, or is that a chain of opponents in wrestling?
It's a chain of wrestling holds. You're trying to wrestle without breaking hold, without losing contact with who you're facing, without breaking away.
Do you have a chain?
No, there's no chain, Casey.
You should have a chain.
There's no chain.
Wrestling would be a whole lot more entertaining if there were chains.
There are sometimes. Sometimes there are chains.
Fair play. So the only topic is prophetic dreams.
They can kind of suck.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really need the series telegraphed for me with a big reveal of something that's going to happen at the very start of the series or earlier in the series in the event itself. I mean, I've never been a fan of that device.
Yeah, it's a device you use to jumpstart the plot when the characters are getting a bit sedentary and they're achieving their goals. Like, oh no, I just had a dream about this terrible, terrible thing happening, and we need to do something to stop it, and such things.
The best way to use it, in my opinion, is between arcs, and it's keep it vague and keep it unimportant, seemingly anyway. So the dream doesn't make any sense, but it's full of seemingly important symbolism, and then the hero just kind of writes it off because it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to be serious about it.
Yeah.
If I was going to do one, I would have it pan out kind of like a deja vu dream. Like, you know, you've had the dream where you're doing nothing of consequence. Like you're just like driving in a car, heading down the street, you notice a sign like Strawberry Street or something, and you drive past it. It's like, there's Strawberry Street, and you make a left turn. It's not on Strawberry Street, and you wake up from your dream like, what the fuck was that dream? Then sometime later, you're driving down, and you see the Strawberry Street sign. Hey, wasn't that in my dream? And you turn left, and you're like, didn't I do this in the dream? And you turn left, and alien invasion. Like it's just a precursor. Like it's just a precursor to something big happening, rather than telling you that something big's going to happen.
So very little literal, but seemingly unimportant.
Yeah.
I can get behind that.
I'm seeing a flaw in choosing this topic, guys.
What?
I'm falling asleep when we're talking about dreams.
Great.
Dreams.
Awesome.
He wants to dream.
Oh god. This is the worst thing ever.
You picked it.
Shut up.
You did. It was actually your... Yeah, okay.
Shut up. You're not supposed to point out my mistakes. I'm tired.
But that's what we do. We're dicks like that.
I was supposed to point out all your mistakes and laugh at you. This is not how it's supposed to go.
I don't know. The way I see it is, if you're fine with flashbacks and stuff, you would probably be fine with prophetic dreams and the stuff as well.
I would not say that at all. flashbacks are a device for telling what has happened by someone that, knows what happened in the story, so they can exposit that. The flashback is basically a device to say, hey, they're expositing this, so we're just going to fucking show you what happened. And usually they take some liberties with that, like showing things that the character couldn't possibly know about, but we get to see because it fills out some gaps in the story and the plot. Prophetic Dreams is nowhere near that kind of device. It's not a storytelling device. It is a plot transport mechanism. It moves the plot forward. It gets the plot going where the writer needs it to go with a bit more force than I would be comfortable with. I don't think it's a technique that I would ever use. Well, not a technique, a device I would ever use.
Not unless it was an in-universe kind of thing.
Yeah. If it's an established thing that, hey, this character is a bit prophetic, then maybe.
And only then, only if the character is a serious kind of character, not one that's just Luna.
Like, that's an odd thing, because there's two types of characters that can get it. It's the character that people, take seriously, so when they have this weird thing, it's like, oh, this is kind of a stupid and crazy thing that you're talking about here, but okay, you usually have your head on straight, so we'll humor you on this. And then you have the crazy characters like, he's fucking, you're being crazy again. And then no one takes it seriously, and then the thing happens, it's like, I was right all along, and then fuck off. Is the reaction of other characters.
Pretty much,
basically. Yeah.
Depending on how smug they were about it, yeah.
Mm.
Have you ever seen it done effectively?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer was okay with it. It was an established part of Buffy's abilities that she would have somewhat prophetic dreams about dire portents and such things. Like, super bad things about to happen, Slayer has Slayer dreams. Yeah, and that was decently done. Like, the characters in universe knew to take the dream seriously, but because it was a dream, it was not entirely straightforward. Like, the thing about prophetic dreams is they're still dreams, so they probably should keep a bit of the symbolism and non-linearity, let's say.
Yeah.
As far as the thinking goes. They should keep all of those aspects, because they're dreams. They should be difficult to parse. There is an entire subset of psychology pretty much dedicated to understanding dreams. So, I mean, it's supposedly been a little bit debunked, but, fuck off. Fucking highbrow thinking in here. Fucking bullshit. Alright, this is what happens when I don't have enough sleep, and I'm trying to think through things as I'm talking. Yeah, so it should keep some of that non-linearity and surrealism and symbolism in a prophetic dream. Even though it's supposed to tell you about things that are happening in the future, it's still being supposedly filtered through your own consciousness, or subconsciousness, or whatever you want to call it. So that means, one, the characters won't just know how to solve a problem immediately, so you can get the plot actually going without, stopping it immediately afterwards.
Spoiling it, pretty much, for your characters.
Basically. And it means that you can have them not succeed. And, the thing happens anyway, and oh no, that means the bad thing happened, and we have to do something to stop the bad thing from happening further. Yeah. So basically it lets you have the plot get foreshadowed. It's basically a really, really heavy-handed method for foreshadowing.
Yeah. How heavy-handed it is pretty much depends on the author.
Mm.
Like, I've seen it done where it's mostly in visual mediums, like movies and cartoons and stuff. It's always just kind of a close-up of a sleeping character, and you hear voices of future events. And the fan fiction version of that would be just like a few chapters of a future event chapter, or a few paragraphs of a future chapter event thing. And that's okay, I guess, but it's like that's the easy route, and it's also not doesn't work very well in fan fiction. At least to me it doesn't, anyway.
Yeah, fan fiction, I can't imagine that going particularly well unless you just say, hey, this character had a prophetic dream, and this is what happened in it, and you have them describe all the crazy shit, and then the characters try and parse it. Yeah, like I say, in Buffy it was done decently well. Like, they had it be like, hey, Buffy's dreaming about her vampire boyfriend thing. That's still really creepy. But, yeah. And there was symbolism, like a ring was very prominent, and there was talk about dire portents, and then the vampire boyfriend sort of turns evil and then gets sucked into a black hole or something. I forget the details. Anyway, basically all that stuff happened. So the ring appeared, and then he turned evil, and then he gets sucked into a hell dimension. So, basically, it all happened, but none of it was specific or well established enough in the dream for them to actually do anything about it before it happened.
Not getting a whole lot of information about it, so they just kind of know it's a thing.
They know it's a thing, so they know to prepare, but that's about all that you get from it. So, it's a decent way of doing it when your characters are a bit lackadaisical with what they're doing, but you don't have a real viable reason for them to stop being that way. So it's a jump start, basically. Not a particularly subtle one. I'm not a fan, but it works if you really fucking need one, I guess.
If you really have no other way to progress the plot or open it or anything, just, it works, I guess.
Anything else to say about Prophetic Dreams? We're barely pushing a half hour at this moment.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that's not much of an episode, but I really got nothing else. If you're not good, if you don't feel you're confident enough to write a dream, a very fluid, nonsensical, seemingly symbolism kind of thing, or symbolic, whatever, then maybe just find another way. It's not a great plot device to use, no matter what, even if you're amazing at it.
Yeah.
Maybe give it a pass. If not, I mean, you can try to write it out if you want, but, this falls under that get a friend to read it kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so recommendations?
I got one.
Okay, go for it.
I recently got caught up on To My Death I Fight, that Bleach Kill la Kill crossover that somebody recommended. I think it was me. And recently they've started introducing, it kind of opened up, it's on a global scale now instead of just Japan, and they opened up a bunch of other crossover stuff. Whoops, I just posted that in the wrong chat. Whoops. But anyway, it's done a very good job at it. For instance, the Sternritters, the Quincy guys that we kind of joked were Nazis? Actual Nazis in this. They're the head of Millennium. They brought in Helsing.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, then.
So it's all stuff like that. It's like just logical connections that make sense. There's been one guy brought in from like Mongo Bango or something like that. I'm not familiar with the series, but he's just barely been mentioned, and the author doesn't bog down anything with details about anything, really, for the most part. I mean, they introduce the character's name, and if they fight, it's their abilities, but it's pretty much up to you to look up anything else about them. It gives enough, but it doesn't clog you down with details, which is nice. It also doesn't get caught up in that series' story, like Millennium is an enemy, but they're not. I don't know. It's not going through the canon events of that series and without any altercations, which is nice.
Okay. Ken, do you have anything?
I do not.
Okay, well, I guess I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast episode.
87.
Sure, let's go with that. If you'd like to get in contact with us, you can do so through the Blogspot page of the comments, or on personal profiles on fanfiction.net, or through the YouTube channel of the comments. Please donate on Patreon if you feel so inclined. This particular episode probably won't incline you to do that so much, but, you know...
It was a low-energy episode this week.
People are busy and tired and really need sleep.
Fuck,
right now,
I rolled a 3.
On a what?
On a 100.
You may want to check if that's actually a 100, because you should not be loading this roll consistently or low.
It's D100. 35. Alright, there we go, 94.
There you go.
Yay. So, yeah, once again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the Fandom Flux podcast episode, fucking whatever the fuck they said.
87, dude.
You've already actually gone through the spiel, so all that's left is to say goodbye.
Yeah, I did say I said,
Yay, 100!
Woo! See you guys.
Take it to yourself away. Nobody else will. I said I'm going to sing at the end of every episode, so that's my fucking singing. I don't really have the energy for it right now. So that's about all you get. I've been listening to a lot of Journey recently, audience.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's good. I named a Dark Souls character Suzanne because that's a great song. It's like in a shitty period as far as Journey goes, but, you know, fucking... when they tried to be a little bit new wave and it wasn't so great, but that's a good song. Yeah, so... Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Okay.
See ya.
Bye, audience.
Bye.
Yum, 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 yum.
Oh, just ended already.
Yum, 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 yum.